What's up, guys? Back with another video. This is going to be a vinyl CD update. Got a couple tapes too. This is going to be all non-hip-hop stuff for now. That's going to be coming in, I think, probably in about another 2 weeks. So, for those of you that just check out my channel for the hip-hop section, click off now if you don't want to see non-hip-hop stuff. I was going to make just one long video, but I decided to split it into two just because I didn't want it to be too long. This will probably be long enough as is already, so let's get started. There's some tapes. First up, Modern Jazz Quartet's last concert. Still sealed, found that for $1. All the tapes were $1, all the vinyls were 12 inches were $1, and all the 7 inches were, I think, $1 as well. Either $1 or 50 cents, yeah. Next up, AMP, a compilation by MTV. You guys remember the show? This was on in like the 90s, the mid-90s. You got stuff on here like Future Sound of London, The Chemical Brothers, Aphex Twin, Crystal Method, The Prodigy, stuff like that. So, when MTV actually played music and decent music. Miles Davis, Four and More, live concert. Lynyrd Skynyrd. I'm not a big fan of Lynyrd Skynyrd. I'm more of a fan of like Allman Brothers and Widespread Panic, that kind of southern rock music. This has Give Me 3 Steps, Simple Man, Freebird, Tuesday's Gone, so enough Lynyrd Skynyrd for me. And the last Guns N' Roses tape I needed for my Guns N' Roses collection, my tape collection I should say anyway, Appetite for Destruction. Case is in pretty crappy shape, but the tape plays fine. So that's it for cassettes. Let's move on to the CDs. First up is Y, Golden Ticket, their EP from this year. This one, what do I want to say about this? If you don't know who Y is, they used to be like an alternative hip hop group, but now it's more indie rock type stuff. So this is a pretty cool concept for this. It was they basically kind of like followed or stalked. As they said in their own words, they stalked, internet stalked, and basically got like a bunch of info about their fans on like Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, as much info as they could, and just made songs about their fans. So I don't know, humorous, pretty cool. Check it out, indie rock stuff. I listen to a lot of indie rock, but I do have a couple indie rock CDs in here. Next up, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. I think her second album called Naturally on Daptone. Good stuff. If you like soul funk, definitely check out Sharon Jones if you're not familiar with her. Next up, Radiohead, The Bends. Another nice album from Radiohead, just one I didn't have, so picked it up for $1 from the pawn shop. The next three were each $1 each from the pawn shop. Nick Drake, Pink Moon. Not a huge Nick Drake fan, but not a huge folk rock fan, actually folk fan at all, but I didn't mind this album. I was told to check out Nick Drake, so I did. It was alright. Like I said, if you're not a big folk fan, you probably wouldn't enjoy it, but it was pretty good. This one I liked a lot more, though. Elliott Smith, XO. I do like Elliott Smith a lot. Yeah, just acoustic guitar. Or not just acoustic guitar. He doesn't just play acoustic guitar, but that's what I think of when I think of Elliott Smith. This was a pretty good album, though. This came out in '98 originally. I believe this is the original release. I don't think it's ever been reissued or anything. I know on vinyl it has, but not on CD. So, Elliott Smith is more like dark indie rock. I think that's it. Yep, that's it for the CDs. Let's move on to the vinyl. Sorry about that, I had to take a sip of coffee there. Hope the lighting's good here. I know it's getting kind of dark outside now, earlier with the time change and stuff, so. Yeah, let's get to the 7 inches first. First off, I got 2 copies of Blondie's Heart of Glass, backed with 1159 on the B side. I'm not going to show the 7 inches up close, because it's really not that exciting. Well, ones I don't have picture covers anyway. And Blondie's Rapture, backed with Walk Like Me. Walk Like Me? Yeah, Walk Like Me. Just walk with me for a sec. We got some picture covers here. Guns N' Roses, Paradise City. It's a cool find for a quarter. Welcome to the Jungle. What's the other track on here? Welcome to the Jungle and Mr. Brownstone. That's it. Love Mr. Brownstone. Great track. Next up, Allman Brothers, the Gregg Allman Band, No Angel, and Lead Me On. AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long, and Back in Black. You Shook Me All Night Long is pretty much one of the only songs I really like from AC/DC. They're a good band, and they definitely have good musicianship, obviously, but it's just not really my thing when it comes to rock music. Next up, we got a Stax release, Johnny Taylor, Who's Making Love, back with Take Care of Your Homework. A couple Motown releases coming up. The Temptations, Get Ready, back with Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Marvin Gaye's I'll Be Doggone and How Sweet It Is. J.R. Walker and the All-Stars, Shotgun and Do the Boomerang. This is on Buddha Records, 5 Stair Steps. If you don't know who they are, they did the song Ooh Child. They did the original. And this is back with Who Do You Belong To? Both nice cuts. And the last for the 7 inches is, I never knew how to say her name, Nena 99 Luft Balloons, or 99 Red Balloons if you prefer, in English. Killer bass line on that one. I think that's it for the 7 inches. Let's move on to the vinyl. Back up a little bit, a couple gatefolds in here. First up, Bad Company. I think this is just self-titled, Bad Company. Yep. Not a huge Bad Company fan. I just picked up the first album just to check it out, and I wasn't too impressed. Not really my style of rock, I guess. Probably just ended up reselling that one. Next up, Surrealistic Pillow by Jefferson Airplane. Original copy of this. The sleeve's a bit beat up, but the vinyl's in excellent shape. For $1 from Savers. Next up, we got Santana's Abraxas. I like Santana. I like their early work. Their later stuff isn't really as impressive to me and doesn't really grab me like their earlier stuff does, but this was a pretty decent album though. And thanks to Gloria Virgin for her copy. I hate when people put stickers like this on it because I don't want to take it off. I'm afraid it's going to tear the sleeve, but thanks, Gloria. Next up, Tomida's Pictures at an Exhibition. Still in the shrink, even though the shrink's coming off a little bit here, but still in the shrink. I would hear people talking about his first album, Snowflakes Are Dancing. Don't hear too many people talking about this one, which is done by Mussorgsky. There we go, that's his name, Mussorgsky. Great album as well. Electronic interpretations of classical compositions. These next 3 are just mine were in crappy condition, so they're just upgrade copies. I know everyone has this. Fifth Dimension, Age of Aquarius. I grabbed it just because I needed an upgrade copy. That one's in beautiful shape. Same thing with Portrait, Fifth Dimension. I guess I'll show the gatefold on this one, as everyone knows what the previous one looks like. Similar artwork to the back there a bit. Pretty cool. Fifth Dimension upgrades, and my last upgrade copy is going to be Sly and the Family Stone's Greatest Hits. Another one thanks to Gloria. This one's got a nice stain on the cover actually, but hell of a lot better condition than my copy was in. Alright. Alright, next up we got 2 albums by the Ink Spots. This one is the Sensational Ink Spots. Hope there's not a glare coming off these with the... Keep trying to remember to take off the sleeve, but the outer sleeve, I always forget. Yeah, this was pretty cool. I don't mind the ink spots. I know a lot of people, or not a lot of people I should say, but I know some people don't really care for them, but I like them. And the second Ink Spots album I found I thought was pretty damn cool. It's actually a live concert, live at the Oakdale. If anyone's from Connecticut, where I'm from, you know what the Oakdale is, Oakdale Theater in Wallingford. It's like an amphitheater where a lot of decent sized shows come around. Recently, who played there? I think Spiritualized and the Flaming Lips, I know, were there not that long ago. A few months back. I don't know, I know they came to mind. I don't know who else been there recently, but the other thing about this I thought was pretty cool was that it was actually made, produced in Bristol, where I basically lived and grew up most of my life, so I thought that was pretty cool. I've never seen a record that actually came from my hometown, so that's pretty cool. Next up, I know Travis just showed this recently, vinyl and video. Brecker Brothers. I believe this is their first album. This is like soul funk stuff, but pretty nice. Soul funk jazz. Next up, we got some George Benson collection. A really dirty copy of this, a really dirty sleeve, I should say. The vinyl's in pretty nice shape. Printed labels. Or sleeves, I'm sorry, not labels. Printed labels, obviously, but printed sleeves. George Benson, I like I picked up his some of his albums, his individual albums before, and he was good, but he wasn't really grabbing me in like a way that I just had to get everything from him. So I think I'm just gonna stick with this collection greatest hits here. I think it's gonna be enough for me from George Benson. Next up, we got Return to Forever featuring Chick Corea. This is Where Have I Known You Before? Where was this released? 74? I think it was 74. But I'm not a huge Chick Corea fan, but this was pretty good. I do like it when he plays with Return to Forever. And to end it off here, we got some jazz pickups. J.J. Johnson, the J.J. Johnson Quintet in person, a live show. I forget what year this was from, but it's a Columbia 6i. You guys can see that. Nice pickup there for $1. Next up, Dizzy Gillespie and Roy Eldridge. Diz and Roy. This was from 60, what was this from? Nope, 77. Sorry, I thought it was earlier than that. This says 77 on the back here, so. Surprisingly, I found a decent amount of jazz at Savers and Goodwill. This last time I went there, so I guess someone has dropped off their collection. Next up, Getz and Gilberto, number 2, live at Carnegie Hall. On Verve. Nice pickup here. Really clean vinyl on this one. It's like someone listened to it once, maybe twice, and then put it back in the sleeve and just dropped it off at Goodwill. A couple Dave Brubeck albums coming up next. Jazz Impressions of Japan. I think this is on 2i Columbia label. Yep. So I am a big fan of Dave Brubeck, and starting to get more of his stuff now. And Time Changes from Dave Brubeck as well. Another 2i Columbia. This came in one of these sleeves. I gotta get a real sleeve for it, but dope album. Really enjoyed that one. Okay, and to end it off here, we have one from Sonny Rollins, The Bridge, from 1964. 1964. It says 1962 on here, but when I was looking this up, I was pretty positive it was 1964. So I'm going to have to check that out again, but early 60s. On the RCA Victor label. This one was not in the best of shape. It was a buck. It was supposed to be a buck from Savers. Brought it up to the counter, kind of looking at it, like not sure if I want to get it. And it ended up being 50 cents. It was half off, so I couldn't pass it up. And I took it home, cleaned it up a little bit, and it played great, actually. Of course, it has a couple pops, and it's got some crackle in it, but, you know, what good vinyl doesn't. Yeah, you know, these older vinyls, definitely, I know people have said it before, they definitely stand the test of time, and they definitely sound great, even with some wear and tear on them, as opposed to the new ones where you get you know, a scratch or two and the whole track is just messed up. So I love older vinyls for that. So that's it, guys. That's all for my non-hip-hop pickups for this month, or last, I don't know what my last video was, but since the last time, I'll be coming back in, I don't know, probably a couple weeks with my hip-hop pickups. Still waiting for a couple things to come from the UK, chopped herring, so hopefully that'll be here soon. So I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.